Hey everyone, it's Blaze FK7. Today I'll be installing the Type R exhaust on my FK7 Civic Hatchback. Okay, quick walk around the car. It's kind of crazy to me that the car is parked in the garage because it's always parked outside, but my parents had an exception. But yesterday I installed this new lip. I know I'm gonna get that fixed soon, but it's just something I just need to trim. But I drilled it into the car. Now it looks a little bit more aggressive, just the way I like it. Oh yeah, so yeah, so the only way to get the Type R exhaust to fit was I have to open the right passenger window and let it hang over here, so which is gonna be a little bit sus, but I saw a lot of people on the Civic X forums who did this before also. And the ride to the exhaust shop is 25 minutes away, so as long as I drive a little bit under the speed limit, I should be okay. Now, the reason why I'm installing this Type R exhaust is one, because it looks a little bit nicer because it's got the 3-inch tips, I believe, and it's got 3 tips instead of 2. Also, my exhaust is kind of messed up because my friend welded it for me, but he didn't do a really good job last year, so it's also sitting a little bit lower than it should have, so it's scraping sometimes, so this should be a really nice fix. And also, the biggest change is that it's really loud on the inside. You know what, I could care less about having a loud exhaust now. I'd rather just be able to drive how I want to comfortably. Anyway, so one last time with this exhaust setup. So currently catless downpipe, catless front pipe, and a muffler delete on the stock exhaust. But last time we'll be hearing it in person, so it's gonna be loud, I already know. Goddamn. Okay, that's loud. That's loud. Sounds really mean though. Yep. So the whole exhaust system's over here. Alright, let's get to the shop. Also such a beautiful day today, but just a weird ass exhaust sticking out, that's all. Alright, we've now arrived at the exhaust shop and hopefully we'll get this done soon. Alright, so we got the new Type R exhaust on here. It fits perfectly with the new Type R diffuser. Can't wait to drive around with this. Okay everyone, first initial impressions. So I'm already at 3,000 RPM, and before on the old exhaust it would be really loud it would just be droning right now, but if I floor it, and if I floor it just like around 40% throttle, you can hear a little bit more of the engine. Oh my fucking god, the fuck are you doing? Idiot. Okay. It's an idiot driver, dude. Oh my god. But then like, you don't even hear the exhaust as much anymore. It wasn't a constant sound if I was flooring it. Now you just kind of hear more of like a deep rumble, I guess. It's, if I had to like numerify how much like quieter this is, I would say this is probably like maybe 3 times or like a third of what it used to be. Whenever you're on a boat, you can just hear this kind of rumble, like this little gentle hum. This is probably how I would describe it. And again, like a little light throttle to like 2.5 to 3,000 RPM. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. It's perfect. I mean, I imagine if I just had the stock exhaust by itself, it would be really, really quiet. But because I have a catless downpipe paired with this, it's slightly louder, which is what I wanted anyway. And I'm just really excited that I got this on because, I mean, honestly, I was dealing with that drone for over a year and a half. I mean, initially I did like it, you know. I mean, it was good. But I guess over time, I kind of really dislike the drone, especially if you just wanted to cruise in everyday circumstances. You couldn't just sit at like 2,000 to 3,000 RPM. You either had to go below it or go under it, and even then, like, it still was pretty loud. And if you're going above, you know, 2,000 to 3,000 RPM, you're already above the speed limit pretty much. And then if you're below, you're going a little bit too slow, right? And so you always had to try to find like a middle ground. And either way, it was still gonna be like, you know, really loud. It was still gonna drone, and your whatchamacallit, and your passengers weren't really going to be happy. Now, I've had a lot of passengers tell me, you know, they're not like too bothered by the drone. If anything, they were more concerned with my speed, which I understand, you know. So that's why obviously I slow down, but still, Like, you can tell sometimes people were just like, man, it's a little bit like, they didn't say anything, but you can just tell it was like they were a little bit annoyed. Okay, so let's say I'm at 60 miles an hour, floor it. You don't even really hear it, especially if you have like the windows open. Before, with the windows open, it was a lot louder, but now it's, you know, you can barely even hear when I'm flooring it with the windows open. But just now, like, especially back then when I had sport mode on, and I was like at 3,000 RPM like I am now, it was constant drone, you know, it's constant. But now it's like, it's pretty quiet in here. You can still like vaguely hear the exhaust, but it's so much nicer.